everybody, it's Amber Fox here again, and I want to tell you a little story about how my day went yesterday, and not only will it lead me into the topic that I was going to talk about, but it's also going to explain where the heck I was at yesterday, because if you've been following me, you may have noticed that I missed my video yesterday, but no worries, I'm going to do two today to make up for it. So, this is what happened, okay? The night before, my almost 2-year-old daughter woke up in the middle of the night. I had already been up late, working and whatnot, until about 1:30, okay? And then just as I fell asleep, about 2 o'clock, my daughter woke up. And my husband was working overnight. And he's a real night owl, so most of the time if she wakes up in the middle of the night, he'll go and he'll take care of her. Because he knows I absolutely hate getting woke up in the middle of the night. But he wasn't here, so I had to go up and get her myself, which was fine, no worries. Got up at 2 o'clock. Wasn't exactly happy about getting woke up, but I did. And I brought her back down with me, and she would not go back to sleep, so I ended up awake with her until 4 o'clock in the morning. That's when my husband got home, and he said he would take her for a little bit. So I laid down, fell back asleep about 4:30, and my alarm went off at about 6 in the morning because I was having to get the kids off to school and actually was going to my son's field trip with him that day. This was Friday. And so when my alarm went off, I probably turned it off and didn't realize it because I do that a lot when I'm tired. So I overslept, and my son came and woke us up at 7:30, and I immediately went into stress mode because we were running late. I overslept. I had to get the kids to school. My older daughter had already been sick the day before and was late to school, so now she was going to be late 2 days in a row. He had to be at the school by 8 o'clock to leave for his field trip that we were going on too, and I thought, there's no possible way. It takes 10 to 15 minutes to get to the school from here, so there's no possible way I can get all these kids ready to go that fast. So I went into stress mode that morning. And luckily my husband, rushed my son off and managed to get him to the school on time to leave for the field trip. And I stayed back behind to get my older daughter ready, and we were going to drop her off at the school before we went to meet them at the state park for the field trip. And we managed to do it. She was late to school again. And it was at that moment, I stressed the whole morning up until the moment when I dropped her off at the school and we were headed toward the field trip. And by this point, we were going to make it up to the field trip on time. It was that moment when I realized, and this is the topic I wanted to talk to you about today, stop stressing and be thankful. And it clicked with me, and I stopped stressing. I felt immediately better, and I started being thankful because you know what? Let's see, what is the date today? May? Okay, 2 months ago I quit my job. Was able to quit my job and stay at home with my kids. So 2 months ago, or just over 2 months ago, I wouldn't have even had the chance to go with my son to this field trip that we were going on. So I took that moment and I stopped to be thankful. I forgot all the stress of the morning and I thought, thank you. Thank you, God, and thank you, Empower, for giving me this opportunity to be able to spend more time with my kids, this opportunity to watch my kids grow and not miss on the things that I was missing before. And that made the rest of my day stress-free. And I'll tell you about the rest of my day because I could have stayed stressed all day long because it was a rough one. But that's what I want, always think of, when you're feeling really stressed out, just stop and think of something to be thankful for because everyone has something to be thankful for. Just be thankful to be alive if you can't think of anything else. And just be happy. It made my rest of my day so much better because the rest of the day went like this. We made it to the field trip. We had a good time. Me and my husband were both very tired because neither of us got much sleep the night before. In fact, he got about 30 minutes and I got maybe a couple of hours broken up. So we went, we had a good time, we were exhausted. We left the field trip, went and got something to eat, went home and laid our baby daughter, down for her nap, which she took a good long nap because she hadn't slept the night before much either. So we laid her down for a nap, and then we decided, okay, we're going to lay down with her, well, not with her, but at the same time as her, and we'll get up when the older kids get home from school, because then I had to run some errands, and then we had to go to baseball and t-ball games that night. Okay, so we get home and we lay down for the nap. Well, who oversleeps again? Yeah, that's me. That's how I am. But yeah, so I overslept again. Woke up, had to rush to the bank because I woke up at like 4:30 and the bank was closing at 5. But I had to get to the bank before we went to baseball. So I wake up, I'm rushing to go to the bank, and as I'm walking out the door, my son comes crying to me that he's lost his batting gloves and that he can't play without batting gloves in the game that he has to be at in an hour, and I still have to go to the bank. But I didn't stress this time, where in the past I would have. I just remember to be thankful. Be thankful that you're at home, that you're going to be able to get to that game, because you could be working and have to miss the game altogether, So, I just stayed stress-free. My husband and I decided to take separate cars. I went off to the bank and to get the batting gloves. He took the kids to the games because they had to be there like a half hour early to practice before the game. So he took them to that, let them practice. And I managed to make it to the bank and go to Walmart and get the batting gloves and get the batting gloves to my son before the game started. And I didn't miss any of the games. My son and my daughter both had a game, and I got to watch both of them, and I was there. So yeah, that is my tip for you today, is don't stress and be thankful always. And if you need more daily inspiration and motivation, you can join my Facebook group. The link is below this video. If you're on YouTube, if you're watching it somewhere else, it's somewhere around the video. It might be on top. But join my Facebook group, and you'll get access to daily inspiration and motivation that has helped me live a better life and have a more successful business. And I'll see you later tonight because I'm going to be doing 2 videos to make up for yesterday.